I was in Europe for 58 days and I tried over 46 gelatos during that time. Long story short, I really like gelato. I know where the best gelato places are and where the worst gelato places are. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all 46 gelato places, and I'm also going to share with you my rating. And the rating scale is 1 to 10. 10 basically means the gelato was absolutely amazing. I love the experience. I love the flavor. And on the lower end of the scale is 0 or 1. And that basically means I would never return to that gelato place. And I don't think that anyone should ever go there. Let's jump right into the first gelato place. Let's go. My journey started in Prague. This place was very, very good. I actually returned there 3 times. So that's 3 gelatos right there. So the first time I went there, I got chocolate gelato and I rated it a 5 out of 10. I thought it was good. It was like my first gelato. My favorite part about that gelato place was the very kind service. The next time I returned to that gelato place, I tried the pistachio flavor and I really enjoyed the pistachio as well. I did give it a 5 out of 10. Same thing, great service. And then I returned back and I got 2 scoops for my final time there because I knew I was leaving and this would be the end. And I tried the caramel and pistachio flavors and I also gave this one a 5 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed that place. There's not a ton of gelato places in Prague, so if you do decide to visit Prague, I would highly recommend going to that gelato spot. You will not be disappointed at all. Now the lines do get kind of long towards the end of the day, so keep that in mind if you're timing out when you want to get gelato. Plus it was super cheap. It was less than like €2 for 1 scoop, which was insane. So then I went over to Vienna. I stopped at this place called Zanoni. There I got a pistachio flavored ice cream. Honestly, there was no line for this place at all. Maybe that was like a dead giveaway. It was terrible. There were probably like 60 different ice cream or gelato flavors, and that was a little bit overwhelming for me. I ended up just going with the pistachio flavor, which I thought was okay. I gave it a 3 out of 10 just because the service was kind of rude. The flavor of the ice cream or gelato, it didn't stand out at all in my opinion. The same day I needed to like get more gelato because that gelato was disgusting in my opinion. So I went to this place called Ferrari Gelato. I got a vanilla flavored gelato. I really did not like that gelato at all. I actually gave it a 3 out of 10. And that was because the flavors weren't really anything special. Plus everyone spoke a different language, so it was hard to even read the menu, and I didn't really feel invited at all. The experience just wasn't very good. Another spot I went to in Vienna was called Castelli Gelato, and there I got mixed berries and peanut butter flavored gelato. There was no lines there at all, but I just remember like when I walked in, it was very confusing how they accept orders, and like if you just like walk up, there was no line. It was just like very confusing. So I didn't like the experience part of it, so I give it a 3 out of 10. So then from there, I decided to go over to Budapest. I started my trip at this place called Mamo, which was the biggest mistake of my life. Mamo had like 10 different gelato flavors, and so I picked the mixed berry one because there wasn't a lot left, so I figured it might have been good. The gelato was expensive. I think I dropped like €5 on the tiniest scoop of gelato. They were extremely, extremely rude as well. Thank you. I would rate it a 1 out of 10. It wasn't good. I don't recommend going there. Even though there's a million reviews on Google, like Google reviews, don't listen to those reviews. And then the next place that I went to is this place called Gelateria Rose. And that was also in Budapest. There I got 2 scoops. I got vanilla and cherry, and the lines there were so long, you guys. Like it was crazy, but it was definitely not worth it. Sometimes you stand in a line and you're like, oh my God, the gelato is going to be amazing. No, not for this place. The only thing I did like about this gelato place was when they gave you the ice cream, they scoop it into the shape of a rose. So I fell for the marketing and I definitely wanted ice cream that looked like a rose, but it wasn't anything special beyond the fact that I was eating a rose. Okay, then I went to a spot called Gianndo, and that was also in Budapest. Here I got 2 scoops. I got the nutty vanilla and then just the vanilla. There was no lines, which was good, but I arrived right before they were about to close, so they were kind of rude and like wanted to push me out. Understandably, but I was like, I still want a good experience. Like I want my gelato to be good. And I have found after trying these 46 gelato places, if the service sucks, then the gelato is probably going to suck as well. And that's a direct correlation, in my opinion. I rated that one a 3 out of 10, so not very good. Okay, then I made my way over to Croatia and honestly had some terrible gelato over there as well. I ordered the yogurt berry, which was the biggest mistake ever. I felt like I was kind of blindsided, and the lines were extremely long. So because of that, I ended up giving it a rating of 1 out of 10. I went to the same place again the next day to see.
1 out of 10 and you went again?
Don't make me laugh.
You made me laugh.
There was another flavor I wanted to try. So I decided to return back the next day because I saw another flavor that looked really, really good, and I wanted to try it for myself to give this place a second chance. I tried the Snickers flavor, and I actually went a little bit crazy and ordered 2 scoops because why not? I was still disappointed, but they did improve themselves by 1 point, so I did give them a 2 out of 10 for the review. The line was, again, extremely long, but there wasn't a ton of really good gelato places in Split, so I just decided, whatever, I'll stand in line and bite the bullet. Then I went to a spot called Luca, and here I got the pistachio gelato. I gave it like a 1 out of 10. I thought this place was just okay. The one thing I did really like about that gelato spot was the staff. They were extremely nice, and I enjoyed talking with them. My summary for Split, Croatia is they don't have good gelato, and that's my opinion. Then I went to Zagreb, Croatia. There was a slight comeback. I went to a spot called Vlanek. This was a very like old school, classy gelato spot. There was no seating outside. It was just like inside, very like old fashioned decor. I ended up getting the Snickers flavor as well. You'll see a trend here. I love pistachio, I love Snickers, and then like vanilla with the chocolate chips in it, the stracciatella, so good. I thought it was okay. I did give it a 2 out of 10 at that spot. Then I went over to Slovenia, so new country. I went to a spot called Vigo, and Vigo was very good. This was finally a nice refresh after having not the best gelato for some time. And the staff here was very generous with the portions, so maybe that's why I like this place a lot. I ended up getting the chocolate chip or the stracciatella and fell in love. Like, I was literally inhaling this gelato. They also have really nice bathrooms as well, because I had to pee super badly, and typically you have to pay for a bathroom, but not here, so I was happy about that. Okay, and then I made my way over to Italy, and that is when everything changed, okay? When people say that Italy has the best pasta, the best gelato, a lot of the best food around, they are not kidding. I was blown away, and I started with a place that was very touristy, and I was still blown away. Like, I thought it was better than most of the gelato places that I consumed in all the other countries that I went to prior. So I started at Gram, which is a touristy place. It is a chain, but I wasn't aware of that. I walk in and I ordered the pistachio ice cream, and I was like, I can immediately taste the high quality ingredients. The flavors are much more robust. It was an amazing experience. I gave that gelato a 5 out of 10, probably because it was just a shock to my system, but it was amazing. And then I went to the popular Suso, which is one of the most popular gelato places in Venice, Italy. The line for Suso starts at like 11 o'clock. I think they open in the morning and they go until like late at night, like 10 or something. I went in the morning time and I went at nighttime. I went there a couple of times because it was so good. It was really good, you guys. Like, it is worth standing in line, and the prices were slightly inflated as well because it is kind of a touristy spot, but also I feel like there were locals in line as well because it's just very, very good. So the first time I went, I got the pistachio flavored gelato, and I give it a 6 out of 10. Super creamy, super rich. I loved it. The portion sizes are quite small, but that is because it's, a popular spot, and they want you to become addicted and just come back for more, which is exactly what I did the next day. I got the stracciatella flavor, and I really just love the texture of stracciatella in general because the vanilla ice cream on its own is delicious, but then when you add in the dark chocolate chips, it's just a fun crunch with every scoop or like bite. I always get a cone. I think it's more fun to eat a cone. Okay, and then I went back a third time, and the third time I got 2 scoops of I honestly forget the names of some of the flavors because they're so unique, but I did get the pistachio again, and then I got one other flavor. Again, the lines were always so long every time I went there, but to me it was like the best investment of my time because I really enjoyed the gelato, and it was like the first real gelato I ever had in my life. So in Venice, I also stopped at this place called Marino, and I had no idea that this place is a tourist spot or it's a chain, same thing. There are multiple locations across Europe, and they're also in the United States. So I did not know that. I wouldn't have gone there if I knew that. It's basically like going to like Ben & Jerry's when you're in Europe. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to Ben & Jerry's. Like, you could get that anywhere. You could go to like Whole Foods and literally buy a tub of Ben & Jerry's. So I feel kind of stupid saying that I went there, but I did. I got the coffee flavor and I gave it a 5 out of 10. Like, it was good. But they do serve the gelato in the shape of a beautiful rose again. So I saw that as a trend, probably a trend to attract tourists. So I fell for another trap. But I did like the flavor, so it worked out for me. Then I went to Burano, which is an island not that far away from Italy, for the day, and I stopped at this. There's only 4 gelato places in Burano, so I didn't have a lot to choose from, but I went to a spot called ZO Gelateria Pasticceria. I can't say the name. I'm just going to throw the name up here. I got the chocolate chip or the stracciatella ice cream again. The service was very, very nice. I love the people who work there, and I thought that the ice cream flavor was also good. They serve the ice cream in those metal containers, and just so you know that when you eat gelato ice cream and they're covered and you can't see the flavors, that's a dead giveaway that it's probably going to be super high quality. And if you go to a gelato place where you see very bright like blues and oranges and like kind of, it's as if they turned up the saturation on their gelatos, then there's probably a ton of additives and like weird stuff in the gelato, and it's not going to be authentic, not super creamy, and you probably don't want to eat it because it's not going to be high quality. Oh my gosh, I went back to Suso one more time. I went to Suso 4 times, you guys. Like, that was crazy. So I got the stracciatella yet again, and I gave it a 5 out of 10 once again. Very consistent with the 5 out of 10, but it was good in my opinion, okay? From there, I went to Il-Doge in Venice, and I went hard with gelato in Venice. It was so delicious. I ended up ordering the mixed berry gelato ice cream. This one I gave a 3 out of 10. There was no line at all, but in my opinion, there was nothing special about this place. Like, it was just another ice cream spot. I would not go back. I just wouldn't. It had really good reviews though. That's why I went in the first place, but after tasting it, it wasn't worth the hype. Okay. One place that was worth the hype was a spot called Gelato Artigianale Dal 1985. I butchered that name too. This place had a super, super, super long line, and I know why. Okay. I ordered the cheesecake mixed berry gelato, and you can only pick one flavor if you get 2 flavors, that's 2 scoops. I loved it. The texture was so good. There was something crunchy in it, and it was sweet. Like, I was blown away. Really, really recommend going to that place. The line, though, I waited longer than I did at Suso for this gelato, but it was well worth the wait. It was one of those places where you're like, this is worth it. This is totally worth it to me. Then I made my way over to Rome. I went to a spot called Lemongrass on my first day there. I don't know, like, this place, it kind of made me feel gross when I walked in. Like, the flavors didn't look that good. It didn't look very clean all around, and I didn't feel like I was excited to eat gelato. I ordered the Snickers because typically I love the Snickers flavor, chocolate, peanut butter. It's just good stuff for me. And I didn't love it. I gave it a 4 out of 10. The service was weird too. The whole experience, I didn't love it. I would never go back personally, but it's there. Another spot I went to in Rome, I will never go back. It was so, so weird. It was called Fior di Luna, and I got the cantaloupe ice cream to like really change things up. I was going like on a really long hike through Rome, which you do when you're in Rome, you walk everywhere. I just wanted like a unique flavor, and cantaloupe sounded good. And when I walked in, the servers, when I asked for like the scoop of cantaloupe, they were making fun of me in Italian, and I had no idea what they were saying. And the lady was like, don't mind what he's saying, like, because the guy was like making fun of me or something, because I was sweating like a mad crazy person because it was so hot. I walked out of there feeling really weird and gross and not happy. So that same day, but at night, I ended up going to a spot called Gelato Cremilla, and this spot, you guys, was very good. So if you were in Rome, I highly recommend going here. Guys, the next few gelato places that I go to on this list are the best, so just hang with me. I actually went to places that are really good and I recommend you going to, like this one. So I ended up getting the coffee chocolate flavor as well as the berry flavor, okay? And the service was so incredibly nice. They offered me samples. They're like, do you want to try the flavor before you order it? Like, they were just so nice and accommodating. They're like, don't rush, it's okay. Like, do you need the English menu? And it wasn't a tourist spot. They were just genuinely friendly people. So I love that experience, and the ice cream or gelato was so good. I gave it a 7 out of 10. The next day I was still in Rome, and I went to Old Bridge Gelateria, and that is where I think I had one of the best gelatos of my life. I got the stracciatella and Snickers and one other flavor. I forget the third flavor. There were 3 scoops that I got. I was having a bad day. I needed gelato. And I also added the whipped cream on top. Now, you guys, whipped cream is a game changer when you are doing gelato. Like, that is my humble opinion. If they ask you, do you want whipped cream? Don't even think. Do not hesitate. Just say yes. That is it. Okay. This was like so creamy. The flavor was so intense. It was robust. It was absolutely amazing. I dream about this one still. It's one of those where I dream about. The service was also really, really nice. I remember the guy like complimented me. He's like, oh, I like your eyes or something like that. I'm just like, thanks. I was so like, I was in a good mood. I liked the gelato. It was amazing. So, and there was a really good sunset that day too. So like everything just worked out. I gave that one an 8 out of 10 because it was that good. Then I went to Bari, Italy. So like more south, and I went to a spot called Gentike. I'm probably saying that wrong. This place was so good as well. And I got the stracciatella and Snickers and whipped cream as well. Basically the same order from Rome because it did me so well the day before. I'm like, it's gotta, hit me in the same way today in Bari. That's what I was thinking in that moment in time. I loved it. It was fire. The flavor was amazing. The servers were also incredibly nice. They were like explaining their process of making gelato as well. Even though the line was so long, they took the time to like really care about my order, care about me. And I really loved it. So if you're in Bari and you want to change your life, go get gelato at that spot. It will be really good. I went to Florence, Italy, and I stopped at La Caria, and I got the mixed berry and coffee caramel. And this one is like the most popular spot in Florence. The line was very long. I thought it was good. Like I did like it a lot. Super creamy. I actually went there twice, so like that's how you know it was good. I did give it a 6 out of 10. And then I went over to Gelateria Santa Trinta, and that one I got chocolate and strawberry. I thought it was not good at all. I gave it a 4 out of 10. I do think it was just more of like a touristy spot because it was right by the bridge, and I was watching the sunset and a little bit delusional from like the beauty of the sunset, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to like a random gelato place. It's gotta be good. And that's where I went. It wasn't good. So I actually did redeem myself the same day, and I went back to La Caria and I got stracciatella in a cup, which was a little bit different because I always put it in a cone. And I do like cones the best, so that was a mistake on my end. The flavors were really, really good there. Then I made my way over to La Spezia, Italy. Here I went to Gelateria Vernazza. This spot, I got the chocolate chip and chocolate fudge ice cream. I gave that one a 7 out of 10. I thought it was really good. The service was like super nice, and I liked the seating as well. And then the next day I went back and I got the chocolate caramel gelato, and again, amazing service. The seating was the same. It was very good, and I give it a 7 out of 10 on the second day. So along the Cinque Terre, there's little villages. There's 5 of them, and I decided to walk from each village and try gelato in each village. The first stop was Vernazza, and I got the cherry pie and pistachio, and it was so expensive because there's not a lot of gelato places in like along the Cinque Terre, so like you can inflate the price and no one's gonna yell or cry or shout because that's your only gelato option. I thought it was good. I gave it a 5 out of 10, but I wasn't like, this is the best thing ever. Like it was fine. Okay, interesting flavors for sure. Then I went to the next village and I went to Alberto is the name of it. I got the ricotta pistachio, which I was blown away by the unique flavor options at this place as well. Along the Cinque Terre, I stopped at another town and I got the chocolate and vanilla, and this place was so rude. Like they were closing. I just felt like I was being shoved out. Like it just was not a good feeling. And I tried the gelato. It wasn't anything unique. And I wanted to stop the video right here to invite you to join the Level Up Your Life membership community. It's only 99 cents for the month. You're probably wondering, okay, what's inside of this? Mindset transformation, attachment style support, weekly live calls, and we will go over different healthy workout routines, healthy recipes. There's a community of like-minded people as well. So if you guys are interested in the Level Up Your Life membership, make sure to click the link down below. Okay, back to the video. Then I made my way over to Milan and I went to a place called ZO La Talani. I'm gonna butcher that name as well. This place was very, very popular apparently. The line was super long. It took forever to order. It felt so touristy. You could order at the kiosk, kind of like when you're at McDonald's and you're like ordering from a machine, or you can order with the person. And I'm like, this doesn't really feel like an authentic like Italian gelato place. It just felt like a fast food chain tourist focused gelato spot. I did just get Stracciatella, nothing special. So I gave that one a 1 out of 10. Then I went to Lake Como, which was absolutely beautiful. I loved it there. I went to Gelateria Lariana. This one I got pistachio and Stracciatella. I gave it a 3 out of 10 just because I didn't think the flavor was anything special. Nothing like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was okay. And then I went to Lake Garda the next day, and that was also insanely gorgeous. I went to Vivaldi Bar Gelataria, and I got the cherry pie and pistachio flavored gelato. This place had really interesting, cool flavors, but the cherry pie looked so good. There was like Tootsie Rolls inside of it. Like, it was insane. So I gave that one a 6 out of 10. I went to Massime del Gelato. This place was really cool because they specialize in chocolate gelato. There was like 9 different chocolate gelato flavors. So some of them had like dark chocolate, which had 80% cocoa. There was another one that had gold flakes on the chocolate, which was insanely delicious. But I'm a big chocolate fan, so that's why I was very, very happy about that one. So for that one, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really, really good. Okay, so I was in Nice, France, and I was so hungry when I first arrived, so like I definitely needed something super, super fresh. I got the Stracciatella and pistachio gelatos. It was good. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever as well, but it was good. I rated that one a 5 out of 10. Then I went to Marie Louise. I got Stracciatella and pistachio. I only went there because of the name, because Louise was the last name of, or like in the name of the gelato place. I gave it a 3 out of 10. Nothing special. I mean, it looked like they haven't scooped gelato in years, even though like that's their business model. So there was no line, no one was there. The flavor wasn't that good, so I can see why it wasn't super popular. And then I made my way over to Portugal. So I went to a spot called Uau, and this place does dairy-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, vegan ice cream. I got the coffee and pistachio flavor, and there was no line at all. I really did like it. I thought it was great. I gave it a 5 out of 10. In Lisbon, I also went to a spot called Santini. Super, super popular. So many people out there. I got the Stracciatella again, and I would say it was not worth the hype. Like, I ranked it a 3 out of 10 for that one. It was just okay. And then I went to Gelato Davverno in Lisbon, Portugal as well. I got the Rocky Road, and this one was really good. I liked it a lot. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I went to Sor Sor in Lisbon, Portugal, and I got the chocolate and vanilla, and I didn't think that one was worth it either. It was just okay. I gave it a 2 out of 10. Finally, I went to Stockholm Vabbelbragen, and I got the vanilla ice cream with whipped cream on top, and I thought it was disgusting. If you are going to Stockholm to get gelato, you're making a huge mistake. I would highly recommend never consuming any sort of gelato if you are in Sweden. All right, you guys, so those are the 46 gelato places that I went to. If you would like to visit any of these places, I'm going to leave a link to every single gelato place in the description box down below. I hope you guys love this video. Let me know if you want to see more food roundups from all the places that I went to in Europe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what your favorite gelato place is within Europe. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.